Hello guys. So today I got a nice spicy deck profile for you. It's going to be of the leader, Goku Black. This deck is pretty great with the energy manipulation running in it. It's just a very powerful deck that I found in playtesting. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into the deck profile. The leader, of course, is when you have 2 or more energy, you can take 1 card from your life and add it to your energy, and at the end of the turn, you discard it. And then when you awaken, you draw 2. This leader is very, very powerful. He's very underrated that I've found. But when you awaken him, during your turn, if you have 2 or less life, this card gains plus 5k and double strike for the duration of the game, pretty much. And then, of course, when this card attacks, you draw a card. But with this deck, we're going to be mainly running the front side. When we get down to 2 life, that's when we're going to flip and draw the 2. Pretty self-explanatory leader. He is probably my second favorite villain of the game, besides Broly. Broly's my favorite. Goku Black's my second favorite. But let's go ahead and get into this deck profile. We'll be running 4 of the Universe 9 Striker Rosales. This guy is amazing. He's a 1-drop, and you search the top 3 cards for Universe 9. You place it in your hand. He's our draw power of the deck, and you mainly want to get him out on turn 1. Preferably. Turn 2 is alright, but he's mainly a turn 1. And then we're going to be going for the 4 blockers of the deck. This is going to be the 2-drop Universe 9 Striker Hyssops. We're going to be running 4 of these guys. It's a free blocker if you have another Universe 9 on the field. So pretty much any card in the deck, you can get him out on the field. But preferably you want to play the Rosales and then play the blockers on turn 1. But you can feel like once you get the feel of the deck, you can play the Hyssops pretty much any time. And then we run into our next card. That's going to be 4 of the Universe 9 Striker Oreganos. This guy's amazing. Amazing draw power, amazing card. He's a 2-drop 10k. He has 5k combo. And when you play this card, you reveal 1 Universe 9 from your hand and place it at the bottom of your deck to draw 2 cards. This is going to be one of our main draw powers of the deck because our leader doesn't do draw power and most of our cards don't do draw power. So he's in there for the draw power. And then we're going to be running 2 of the Trio de Dangerous Basil. I am going to be running proxies in this deck. I currently have the cards in the mail, and they should be here within the next 2 days because it's already been 3. So either tomorrow or the next day, they'll be here. But we're running 2 of these guys. And during your turn, if another Trio de Dangerous is in play in your battle area, this card gains plus 1k power for each 1 energy you have and dual attack. So say you play this guy out, right, for 3 energy, and you have 5 energy on the field. He becomes a 20k with dual attack. Amazing card. I love it. But we're only running the 2 of in there because we are also running 2 of the Trio de Dangerous Lavenders. These guys are going to be the main wolves of the deck. I don't run Bergamo in there because it's just ridiculously underrated, I guess you could say, because like these guys, you only need Trio de Dangerous on the field. With Bergamo, you need this guy and this guy. So with the Bergamo, you need the Basil and the Lavender. But with these guys, you don't need Bergamo on the field. So these guys sync very well together. That's why I'm only running the 2 and 2. And of course, Lavender, if you have another Trio de Dangerous on the field in your battle area, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 less and KO it. Very strong. It is very, very strong. It doesn't get through barrier, but most good cards like the swap engine, this will just wreck it. This will wreck swap engine real quick. Then we go into our crits of the deck. That's going to be the 4 of the Universe 9 Striker Hops. 3 costs. We're running 4 of these girls. It's a crit, of course, like I said. And then if another Universe 9 is in the battle area, blockers can't be affected by this card. So you can swing for a crit, and if they have, just say, four of any kind of blocker on the field, it doesn't affect. The blocker can't be activated. It's a really good card. It's just mainly for pressure, mid game, mid early game, I should say. But she's a very, very powerful card, and I love how she's a 15k 3-drop. So most of the cards that are going to take care of swap are not going to deal with this card. And then we run the main engine of the deck. That's going to be the 4 Universe 9 Striker Comfreys. I love this card because if you have 4 of these in your hand, you can play 4 of them for 3 energy. So you play this guy, and you have 3 of these guys in your hand. So you use his ability once you play him for 3. Then you play this guy out. Then you play this guy out. Then you play this guy out. And then you play another Universe 9 from your hand with energy cost equal or less than to your energy. So you get 4 cards for 3 energy on the field, and their 3 cost 15k. And it's just very good pressure. Mid game, if you got the good draws. Late game, he's amazing because no one's going to be expecting this many cards on the field in a late game. They're just only going to be expecting like 1 or 2 heavy hitters, not the basic cards. And then we run only 3 of the Universe 9 Supreme Kai Rose. With the draw power in this deck, it's pretty likely that you're going to see this within turn 2 or turn 3. And you mainly want to play him with Comfrey's ability because if you play Comfrey, you can play your Supreme Cairo for free, and then you add up to 2 energy from the top of your deck. And his ability is, of course, when you play this card, look at the top 2 cards from the top of your deck, and you place any number of those Universe 9s into your energy area. So if you draw 1 out of the 2, and they're Universe 9, you put it in your area. But if you draw 2 Universe 9s, you put those in your area. So it's great energy ramping. This right here is gonna get out most of your cards with the energy sacrificing. And then we go into the 3. These are gonna be the Undying Link Zamasus. The only reason I don't have these cards is because, like I said before, we are waiting for these in the mail. But his effect is when you play him, if you have 5 or more energy, you can take 2 life and untap 4 energy when you play him. So he's a 4 cost. So you play your 4 cost Undying Zamasu on your turn 3, since you have, or turn 2, whatever, or turn 4. You know, whenever you feel like playing him, you play him for your 4 energy. You take your 2 life, since we don't have any Self-Awakenings, because Goku Black, he's the only Self-Awakener in the deck. So you play him, you take your 2 life, then you can untap 4 energy, and then you can play another Undying Link if you want to, or you can play a Comfrey. Like the synchronization in this deck is really good. That's why we're only running the 3 of these guys because it does take 2 life, not up to 2. You have to take the 2 life, which is very, very critical in the game, especially late game. So we're only going to be running the 3 of these guys. And then we are going to take these guys out against green or yellow leaders for the Majin Attacker Haru Haru. Because when you play her for 3, she's a crit. You untap 4 energy, and you can just continue to play with the Haru Harus. But if you're not playing against a green or yellow leader, you're gonna want to play the Undying Link Zamasu. And then we run 3 tech cards. These are gonna be your Champas. I found this deck has a lot of good energy manipulation, so that's why I run the 3 and not the 2. But it's a great card. You tap 1 energy to combo for 10k, and then your card gains double strike, and you don't have to pardon me, I'm pretty drunk. But you don't have to target the card you're using with this guy. You just play it on there, and then it gets 10k. Unlike the Kai, where you have to designate which card gets the 10k. Plus, he's a god. You know, you got to have your cards in your deck. Your gods in your deck. And then we're going to be running the offensive energy manipulation. That's going to be your 4 Unyielding Spirit Trunks cards. During your turn, when you combo with this card, you untap an energy. So he's a free untap energy for 5k combo. And that just lets you continue your plays during the offensive, during your offensive strategies. And then we're going to be running our defensive energy manipulation. That's going to be your 4 Senzu Beans. This guy's great, mainly because when you play him during your defensive stage, say you have 1 energy untapped, you tap this guy, you play this guy, you tap an energy, and you untap 2. So he's a free 5k combo for the duration of the turn, and then you untap an energy, which is really good. It's a staple pretty much any blue deck. And then we're going to be running 4 of the Dimension Magic counters. Great card. It's pretty much a counter Senzu Bean in the fact that you can untap 2 energy. But if you have 5 or more cards in your discard pile, you can play this for free and then untap 2, which is amazing. And this will open up combos for like your Senzu Bean, just in case you don't have any energy tapped. And it's also a Self-Awakener. And then we run the One of the Flute. This card's great because you can pretty much flop back any card in the deck except for your Undying Link Zamasu's. But when you're playing against the yellow or green leaders, you can also use this with your Haru Haru. So you can play your Haru Haru for 3 energy, you untap 4, then you play cards up to 4 energy, and then you flute, and then you can get your card, your Haru Haru back in your hand for your next turn, so that way you can untap another 4 energy. It's just a very good card, especially if you're going all in. You can use your Undying Link, or not your Undying Link, your Unyielding Spirit Trunks to untap energy, and then you can play another card once you bring it back to your hand with the flute, and it's epic draw power. It's very sad that this is only a 1 of, and it's limited. If this was limited to 2, it'd be perfect. 1, I just find that it's really hard to search through the deck for this card, but when you do pull it, it comes in very clutch. And then the last of the cards, these are going to be your Hellas God super combos. I am waiting for these in the mail. But when you combo with this card, if your God is a Universe 2 or a God card, you draw 2 cards. So you can super combo for 10k if your life total is at the correct amount, and then you draw 2 cards. Very, very powerful card, especially for super combos. Since we're using a God, it's going to be a perfect combination for draw power. And then, of course, the 10k combo. But yeah, that is my deck profile for this. I really love this deck. Playtesting has been very consistent, I should say. It hasn't been overpowered. I've gone against 2 Hirudagons with my buddy Ryan. And his Hirudagon deck just got wrecked with my deck. He was expecting to win turn 2, turn 3, but with my energy manipulation and my ramping, just getting out these crits, and then field destruction with the lavenders and the basils. It's just been a very, very good deck. But yeah, that is my deck profile. If you have any questions or comments about this deck, go ahead and send a comment down below. If you want to see more deck profiles like this one, or just like some random deck profiles, go ahead and subscribe. This is Orion Gaming Tucson. We are going to have local tournament, no restrictions on cards. It's going to be pretty much if you're running like blue, red, yellow, green, like all your cards aren't going to be restrictive. So it's going to be kind of interesting what people can come up with no restrictions in the deck. So like say if you're running a super combo, it says if your leader card is blue and you're running a green leader, you can still use it. If you're running Unyielding Spirit Trunks, it says if your leader card is blue If you're running a green leader, you can still use it. It's just going to be an unrestricted tournament. I'm going to go ahead and let you know how that turns out. We just want to switch up the format for this local friendly tournament. But it's going to be fun, hopefully. I'll go ahead and let you guys know how that turns out within the next couple days, because we got another day before that starts. And I am going to be running this in the unrestricted format, even though it's a restricted deck pretty much with the leader. I don't know. I love this leader. I love how he gets double strike and 5k when you're at 2 or less. Especially like late game when your opponent's expecting, oh, well, you only have 2 or less energy. You can flip out your Dimension Magic, untap energy, and then you got combo energy for your turn. So you can use your Senzu Beans. You can use your Undying Links and Masu's combos for a 1-cost 10k combo. It's just very, very good. You can also use your Chompos as defense, but they're normally offensive with the Unyielding Spirit Trunks. But yeah, that is my deck profile for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, whatever, morning. I will see you in the next video.